and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' fifth-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
Out there, this is Donnie D'Amico.
And this is Ronnie D'Amico.
And this is Boat Talk, new and allegedly improved, if you are to believe WRYAT. You want to break down what our producers are telling us we got to do this season for our show, Boat Talk, Ronnie?
Well, as my disgruntled brother over here keeps referring to, so wait, hold on. It's WRYAT. Sorry.
Yeah, WYRAT rolls off the tongue nicer, but I don't know. I didn't make up the name.
I didn't make it up. But anyway, so the network told us that we weren't answering questions. So they made a little suggestion to our show that now that the caller has to stay on the line until the end of the segment so that we ensure that their questions are asked.
I think it's just
answered, sorry.
Now, we both have feelings on this. Ronnie is a little more sunshiny about it. I think it's plainly ridiculous. So, whatever the case, though, we're going to go ahead and give it a shot because this is all we know how to do. This is our bread and butter. Yeah. So it's Boat Talk. So, I don't know. I guess when an executive comes in and tells you they know how to do it better, you got to listen to them or else you're out of a job there, pal. So let's go ahead and take our first call.
Hi, Ronnie and Donnie, guys. I'm a new caller here. It's a joy to be here. I'm new to the boating world and was just hoping to if I could possibly get some tips or tricks for studying for a boating license exam.
Hang up on that. All right. I want to go to a better call. When we have like the Rolodex here, we pick the better one, that we can do.
Donnie, we have to answer that question.
I'm still on the line, guys.
What?
Yeah,
we can't even hang up our own phone now?
That's part of it, Donnie. We have to answer the question.
The line's coming straight from the station?
Yeah, that's what the executive came in here and did. Look, I got to listen because I almost bankrupt the entire network, so I'm pretty much on board with whatever they tell me to do.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, welcome back to the new Boat Talk, ladies and gentlemen. It sucks. Go ahead and ask your question again.
Oh, really? Thanks. I never have this much power usually on my house. But I'm new to the boating world, and I just wanted to know if you had any tricks or tips for studying for the boating exams.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right at the beginning there, your question, I immediately tuned out there, pal. I think you need to actually get a little bit more clear and concise and direct in your messaging if you're going to be asking boat questions on our show.
Yeah, listen up, pal. I got to agree with Donnie here. Look, I'm normally on board with whatever comes handed my way in the form of a legal-looking document. But in your case there, pal, it's not legal, and it's quite frankly, not a good question.
Yeah, I don't even know what your question is. I mean, like I'm saying, I got questions about your question, and I shouldn't be questioning that. And Ronnie should have more questions. Like I'm saying, the guy just likes to see his signature, I think. They give him a contract, and he says, here's my John Hancock, that sort of thing.
You got enough uhs in every sentence you said. It sounds like a weird, level 1 improv show there, pal.
So why don't we give you a little bit of tips? Go ahead and try to be forthright. What specifically is your question that you're trying to ask us here today in one or fewer than one sentences?
Yeah, and think about it too. Every question starts off with what I like to call the who, what, where, why, what's going on right now, and
how's it going? What's the weather like? Who are you doing today? Yeah. What are you doing today?
What are you doing in my yard?
What are you doing in my yard's a great question because we saw a kid. There's a kid in this neighborhood that takes acid a lot, and I mean a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to, you can't freak him out when he's going duty in your front lawn or whatever, but it has happened enough.
It's kind of like a sleepwalker. You don't want to wake up a sleepwalker suddenly. Same thing as an acid kid. You don't want to wake up an acid kid from a trip while he's dookieing in your front yard because if you do, what they're going to do is they're going to go crazy and the dookie's going to get everywhere.
Yeah, they got flashbacks like they've been to acid Vietnam or something, but mostly he's just going to remember past yards he's dookieing in. So anyway, go ahead with your question again.
I'm new. I need tips. I want to boat. Exam coming up soon.
Those aren't questions. I mean, he just gave me 3 sentences. Just ask a question. What do you need to know?
How do I start?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Okay, see, there you go. Yeah, all right. I think we helped you out, right? Yo, did we get you to your satisfaction?
Not really.
All right, well, that's great because we got time anyway. So we answered his question. We got him to ask a better question. This is the new boat talk. I hope it's making somebody happy there in the WRYAT rolling around in their hundreds. So,
Yeah.
They're 100 airs over there, Ronnie. What do we got? What do we got?
They're like Scrooge McDucks, but if the McDuck man, it was in a bucket.
Yeah, so, all right, how do I start? Well, I guess we're starting with a new season of Boat Talk. How do we finish? The way we always do. I'm Donnie D'Amico.
I'm Ronnie D'Amico. See you on the water.
Until we can't see you anymore because you gotta answer your stupid fucking question. I'm pissed, Ronnie. I'm pissed.
And now for news that matters on Y'all Things Considered.
Summer is almost over and school's about to begin. Or if you're homeschooled, it's another day with your mom as your jailer. It's time for Y'all Things Considered. I'm Jabroni Jones, and the usual host of Y'all Things Considered News show is on a sabbatical after a mental breakdown. WRYAT is searching for a new host, so please submit your name if you have what it takes to write and read the news. But remember, if you want to work in news media, you must have at least 3 referrals from George Soros's shadowy cabal. Our top story today, a man was shot in the French Quarter yesterday. This has crime experts worried because this is the 23,123,937th shooting in the last 100 years, and that is a marked increase in shootings from the previous 100 years. Crime experts are also concerned that the next 100 years could see a big jump in ray gun murders, but they mostly attribute this to the expected surge in the trade of spice melange. A barber strike continues in Jefferson Parish for the 7th straight week. The Kenner Chamber of Commerce is frantically trying to calm residents whose fades are growing less, quote, tight. Said the president of the Chamber of Commerce, I hope this gets resolved quickly. Any longer, and this stuff is going to grow into a new Iberia haircut. A coffee warehouse has caught fire earlier today. Reporters say real estate developer Sidney Torres is already on the scene, taking measurements for a new themed restaurant that was specifically catered to fail sons. Authorities are still trying to put out the fire, but the fire marshal has yet to get Torres to move out of the way for them to be able to extinguish the blaze with their fire hoses. The fire chief currently plans on paying a brass band to play loud enough in hopes that it will force Torres to migrate to City Hall so he can complain about the noise to politicians on his payroll. In national news, in a 6-4 decision, the Supreme Court made a final determination in a historical deliberation over whom to fuck, whom to marry, and whom to kill. The majority ruled they would fuck Black Widow, marry Scarlet Witch, and kill Captain Marvel. Justice Keegan wrote a dissenting opinion arguing that Gamora is both more fuckable and marryable than the chosen characters, but the other justices overlooked the Green Warrior. She had less time to develop due to the group dynamic of the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. In other news, you can buy and read Wall Street Journal's business section to find out what's happening with that. Finally, today's lottery numbers will not be read today. Someone got upset last time I didn't read what they wanted, and they nailed a letter to my door threatening to set my dog on fire. It is in this reporter's opinion that is not cool, and y'all need to chill. As such, I will only resume reading lottery numbers when all of you learn how to be grown-ass adults. Y'all Things Considered is sponsored by Mr. Frosty's Fat-Free Yoga. You can do yoga with Mr. Frosty as long as you're not fat. Y'all Things Considered also sponsored by Jeff Foxworthy's new comedy album, I Am Now a Member of the Illuminati. As Jeff Foxworthy himself would say, if you buy this album and tally with the Masonic coins of the elders, you might be an Illuminati.
Coming this fall, the new film from director David LaRanche.
Welcome to Bordeaux's Bordello, Mr. Madison. I'm the booking manager you spoke to on the phone earlier. Glad you could finally make it. The crowd's been waiting for some time now to hear you play your saxophone. That's why they call it the City of Jazz, right? Yeah, sorry for running behind. I thought I was gonna be on that spillway forever. Well, as a matter of fact, you're still there right now. What? Take my phone. Call yourself and see. That's fucking crazy, man. Hello? How did you do that? Why don't you ask yourself?
In a lost spillway on the edge of the Big Easy, nothing is as it seems.
What? How long have I been here? In my car. In this traffic. On this spillway. Hello? Mr. Madison, your audience awaits. Get me off of this spillway, you son of a bitch.
There is no end to this endless bridge.
It's been backed up for as long as I can remember. And I can't remember anything. I can't even remember who I am anymore. Whose saxophone is this? Whose car is this? How do I drive?
Featuring Robert Loggia as mob boss / Cadillac owner Dirty Dick Laurent.
Hey, asshole! Get out of your car! You shouldn't tailgate like that! You know how many people die from tailgating a year, you fucking cocksucker?
I wasn't tailgating you. It's bumper to bumper out here.
Well, I better call AAA then. Have them sort this out. Wait a minute. You wouldn't happen to be the kind of guy who projects his persona into the likeness of a younger mechanic on account you're suffering from some sort of psychogenic fugue due to some kind of horrible thing you did in the past, huh?
I honestly don't know, man. I just want to get off this spillway.
Wise ass, eh? Forget AAA. I'm calling the police.
How the hell would they even get here?
You don't see them back there? They're just a couple cars behind you. Hey, police!
A surreal, suspenseful bridge of intrigue.
Driver's license says your name's Fred Madison.
That wouldn't be the same Fred. Is that the same Fred Madison who's wanted for the brutal murder of his wife?
For the last time. I don't know, but I can't rule it out. So to answer your question, maybe.
All right, you're coming with us.
Fine with me. I don't even care anymore. I'll do anything to get off this goddamn spillway.
Buddy, we're the Spillway Patrol. You ain't going nowhere.
No!
You don't want to miss the cinematic event that the Picayune Post-Dispatch is calling very, very, very weird. You don't want to miss the exit to David LaRanche, Lost Spillway, premiering exclusively in the Fresh Start Filmworks Film Festival on September 24th in the theaters everywhere this Halloween.
Today's episode of No Sports is once again brought to you by the COVID-19 vaccine. Go get the damn vaccine already so I don't have to wear a mask to go watch my favorite sports in person. Stop being selfish and get the vaccine, you coward. That's the COVID-19 vaccine. Now completely free and available pretty much everywhere, so what's your excuse? Welcome back, team. Brian TBD here, and No Sports are back, baby. I can't tell you how relieved I am to finally see fans back in the stands and occasionally on the field or court itself. Home field advantage can now actually mean something other than just which team gets to pick the music for their games. You may have also noticed the teams we're supporting here in New Orleans have changed quite a bit since we last spoke. As we all expected, after a long and decorated career, coming off a final season where he got to bring home one last tragic playoff exit, Saints quarterback Drew Brees finally retired. And as we all expected, after a short and tumultuous tenure, coming off his first and only season of wasting our time with Zion, Pelicans head coach Stan Van Gundy was released. The teams we knew are no more, And once again, we start anew with the next generation of talent that will unfortunately continue to be led by questionable management. However, one move the Saints made this offseason that wasn't questionable was the selection of the next naming rights sponsor of the Superdome. Caesars Entertainment, a Vegas-based casino and hotel company, will be replacing Mercedes-Benz, a company that made cars for Nazis, as the namesake of the most iconic structure in the New Orleans skyline for the next 2 decades. Leave it to a casino company to roll the dice on signing a 20-year deal to sponsor a building in a city that's literally sinking. Speaking of gambling, the odds are still split on who the next starting quarterback will be for the Saints. Will it be Taysom Hill, the proven backup that's almost guaranteed a first down every time he's on the field, or will it be Jameis Winston, who has thrown almost as many interceptions as he has touchdowns? Regardless of who Coach Payton deems as the heir to the throne of Breeze, they will almost assuredly underperform and disappoint a fan base with unjustifiably high standards in a city that typically has none. But while the future of the Saints may still be unclear, one thing that's painfully obvious is how disappointing the Pelicans' last season was. The clock is ticking on Zion Williamson's time here, and thus far we have failed to surround him with teammates or a coach that can elevate the team to at least play in tournament contention. Even though the odds are against us as a small market team, we at least have the next best thing that you can have to defy the odds. That being a snake oil salesman for an executive vice president of basketball operations. That's right, our own fleece king David Griffin pulled off the impossible once again in trading our 7-foot-tall center from New Zealand, as well as the NBA's premier detriment known as Eric Bledsoe, to the Memphis Grizzlies in return for a 7-foot-tall center from Lithuania and the cap space to pursue just about anyone in free agency. Unfortunately, odds would tell us that regardless of who we sign, the players we just shipped are still more likely to win a championship. Speaking of which, congratulations to former Pelican Drew Holiday on being on a team with an actual superstar capable of winning a championship, and another big fuck you to the weak-boned beta goon known as Tony Davis. The only thing shorter than our time with Zion will be your time riding LeBron's coattail. In addition to the new trade acquisitions, we would also like to welcome new Pelicans head coach Willie Green. Welcome, Willie Green. You're now on the clock. In the flock. Godspeed, Mr. Green, and best of luck. And finally, congratulations to the NOLA Gold rugby team, which placed 3rd in the Eastern Conference. And while they didn't make the playoffs this season, they have succeeded in giving rowdy Australian immigrants something to do other than bully me at my favorite local Irish pubs. And for that, I'm thankful. Well, I wanted to talk about soccer, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, team. Join me next time for part 1 of a 3-part expose into the inner workings of the local horse racing industry. That's right, we here at No Sports have been given unprecedented access to the New Orleans racetrack, so we'll be taking the next few episodes to share with you all our exploration into the inner workings of this lucrative sport. Anyway, I've been Brian TBD on No Sports, only on WRYAT. See you next time, team.
Rock a black baby in the street cops. Before the show starts, the policemen will flock. When the cops break, the bands will no longer stall. And then we'll start Sleepy Fest, so I'ma name you all. I'm so excited that live music has started. I wrote that song, and here is the list of music going on this weekend. It is Sleepy Fest, 4 nights. Sleepy Fest, Night 1, 8 p.m. Friday night at the Blacklight Art House, featuring St. Rocky Splooge Luge. Not a band, I believe it's a beverage. Okay, bands. Loose Tracksuit Sun, Full of Farts, No Cover, Food Pop-Up Books Outside, and JD is spinning white noise upstairs. Night 2, 8 p.m. Saturday at Leech Beach. It's a date park. Outdoor generator show. WRYAT, that's short for abdominal rat. Tongue worm. Skinny, smart, handsome humans. No cover. If you go to jail, you're gonna need some money. This is not a legal show. Save your money. Saturday, 10 p.m. Leech Beach, Date Park. This is a legal show. Outdoor generator show. Twat Rat 2. Foreskin Profits. Show price is 2 Lincolns, so $10, but it seems that they only accept Lincoln, like $5 bills, times 2. Not Washingtons and not Hamiltons, 2 Lincolns, they say. Night 3, bars running St. Bernard's. I believe besides music, they have dog races, is what I'm understanding. Saturday, 6 p.m. at the Goats Kid Zone. Jefferson Scholarship. Little Debbie Does Dallas. No cover, no kids, 18 plus. Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Sad Turn Bar. 9 Ik Nihilus. The Paul Schaefer Chauffeurs. A Blank Cadaver. Donations are welcome to get the Sad Turn Bar staff into therapy after their tragic loss and then saddened gains. Sunday, 10 p.m. at the Porkside Luau Lounge. Mummy's Trumpster. She brew unnatural cold dogs. Moonrise, Moonset, Conversation Snake Pit, Cop and Pasta. I think that's a Jefferson Parish Cop and Pasta. No cover, but food will cost you money, copper. Night 4, Monday, 6 p.m. at the Carney Vale. Twig Smoker. Attention Deficit Disorder Missers. Dumb Dog. New English. No cover. Monday, 8 p.m. at Beefy Wee Wees. This is a big deal because the owner just died. Come out and see Hang Ed McMahon. But it's all one word. Is that okay? Breaded Centered, Colin Cargo, Dairy Queen Blizzard Dick, Die Roots, the COPDS, Spacewalk Workforce. This show is gonna cost you a Hamilton, but they want $10 bills. Let me just say, money is evil. I'm so glad that we got shows back. This has been Luke Guru, and I've been happy to report to you. Be safe out there.
We now pause this programming for station identification and remind you that you are tuned in to WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio. Learn more about our programming online at WRYATradio.com and follow us on Instagram at WRYAT Radio. As always, you can listen to this and previous radio broadcasts on Spotify or anywhere else you download or stream podcasts. Thank you for tuning in to WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio.
Coming up next on WRYAT, Loop Guru Musical Experience.
Hey everybody, how you doing? That's good. I'm doing well myself. I got an old friend in the studio, might remember them. How could you forget? Mr. Thomas Jones in the studio, and we're gonna talk a bit. Mr. Jones, how you been doing?
Disregarding the overwhelming smell of ammonia in here, I'm actually doing quite fine.
Oh, that's good. Now, last time you were in here, you were working on a CD. How is that coming along?
Oh, it's coming along. It's both like a blessing and a nightmare. It's like really cool to be able to work on something. And it's also terrifying to hear your own voice every day for about 3 months.
Tell me about that. Oh, that's nice. What you been doing besides the CD?
I've been really hyped. You know, the city's been coming back, so I've been doing more shows. I've been performing.
Yeah.
And just really explore and just really digging the space of being back on stage.
I believe that is the truth because I also just been going out to some few shows and I've been exploring some new spaces and it's so good. Hey, you want to play a song?
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What song is this?
So this is Mr. Manager. You probably remember this from the last time I played it during our interview. It's been amazing, and I love being able to, when you saw me play this song last time, it was only the ukulele, and now that I've been working on this album, you can hear drums, you can hear bass, you can hear marimba. It's a really
Time out. You got a vacuum cleaner on that?
No, marimba.
Oh, that's okay. My bad. So, Mr. Manager, you would have to need money working for Mr. Manager.
Working for the man.
Well, let's just listen to that song and then we can talk a bit.
All right.
Kick it over.
I work 9 to 7 with no break. I eat my lunch in the back room. And when you catch me, you're irate. You say somebody will replace me soon. Well, Mr. Manager, don't forget that I don't take idle threats. And remember, you're 62. I know this programming better than you. So, Mr. Mr. Manager. Fuck you, oh Mr. Manager. Fuck you. I tried to take off Tuesday for my mother's birthday. I fill out the necessary forms, but when I check the schedule for the week, I don't see my name. Well, Mr. Manager, you've been warned, 'cause I bet you think you're funny, but now you fucking with my money, and that I don't take kindly, my friend. You're gonna get what's yours in the end. So, Mr. Manager, fuck you, oh Mr. Manager. Fuck you. This is why I spit in your coffee every morning. Fuck you. This is why I eat your lunch out at the employee break room. Fuck you. This is why I tell your wife where you go when you leave work. Fuck you. This is why I tell your wife you felt up that new receptionist that was actually my girlfriend at the time. Fuck you, Mr. Manager.
Ooh, that is gonna be a classic. I was wondering though, if you had to pick a song to be a breakout smash hit, which one would you pick?
Oh man, I really want it to be Opportunity. I wrote a song about the Opportunity rover on Mars.
I got something in my eye, and it's a tear because I know exactly what you're talking about. Normally when I look up in the sky, I look up at the moon, but no, this time.
That was a little how? What was that? That was...
Oh, that's just, something that's been happening. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term effects. I did not catch COVID.
Because last time you did some weird squid stuff, and now you're...
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in the studio by myself, but it's like you said, it's good to be out and about and talking to new people, going into new spaces. I've been running with a new crew.
A new pack, if you will.
Yes, you understand what I'm talking about, the Coyotes. So you write these songs, or do they write you?
I feel like you live your art. You never just, it's hard to just kind of sit down and be like, okay, I want to write a song about my manager. If you don't hate your manager, I've hated every manager I've ever had. With Opportunity, it's something that I think is so ridiculous, but I love him so much, and I want him to come home. So I wrote this song because I really felt something about it.
Sometimes when you're working, you're doing a good job, and it's not your fault that the person who's in charge is messing up. So let's just play. Is that the next song?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, let's cut it over to this wonderful jam. It's gonna make your heart swim.
I can't wait for the day I can pull my weight and show you that I can be the best that I can be. Like Apollo and the lunar rover, I'm here to show you that I am the next step in space technology. I just want to do a good job. I just want to make you proud. My trip back is a victory lap straight to you. For the lives on Earth, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. So NASA, are you hearing me? This is Opportunity, a beacon for hope, for life, for faith. So send me to my destiny, a light for all humanity. I'm here and ready, Opportunity awaits. We're rolling hills, the peaks to represent my love. So NASA, are you hearing me? This is opportunity. Hard at work to show what I am worth. This mission is my destiny, a light for all humanity, and I do it all for you, oh Mother Earth. It's dark, and my battery is running low. It's hard to think that you had left me here alone. Did I not do a good job? Did I not make you proud? This planet's cold and sparse, only deserts that I roam. And I've been away for so long, I'd like to come back home. So NASA, are you hearing me? This is opportunity, a beacon for hope, for life, for faith. This can't be my destiny. I was a light for all humanity. I'm waiting for you, so please don't be late. I'm here and ready, opportunity awaits.
Hey, Mr. Jones, before we get out of here, I know you did us a really great favor by playing two wonderful rockin' jams on the radio. What's a silly story from a live show?
Oh, man. There's so many. A situation that happened, and I wasn't expecting it. I go out and I do my thing. I play Mr. Manager, and it's a good time. I'm telling everybody, I'm shaking hands after the show, and I'm saying, thanks for coming out. And I get to this next person, and I look up, and it is my manager. It is Steve Zastro. And I'm like, there's no way. He didn't tell me that he's going to be here. If I knew he was going to be here, I wouldn't have played the song. And then he was just like, hey, man, good show.
Well, that was unexpected. It's like a M. Night Shyamalan conversation. I wasn't expecting that. I bet you weren't expecting that.
I'm never expecting anything.
Well, where can people find you in the future? You got any shows lined up? Where you playing in the future?
I'm all around. You can find out where I'm gonna be playing in the future.
Okay.
On my Instagram at Ukulele Brother. That's UKULELE Brother BROTHER. Hopefully, this album will be out within the next 2 to 3 months. Follow the Instagram for more news on that.
I know I already am, and I think a few people after hearing this will as well. And I hope that they come out and buy your CDs, support local friends, support local artists. And can we howl together on our way out? This has been Luke Garou, and this is Mr. Jones, and we're going to say, oh!
Go live to the desk of John Bell Edwards.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the state of Louisiana. I'm your governor, John Bell Edwards. The COVID-19 virus has affected all of us in this past year, and we are so close to getting through this. That's why now more than ever is important to get the vaccine. Now, we know some of you are wary of getting vaccinated. That's why we tried to incentivize you with $1 million vaccine lottery. That's why we tried radio spots offering free beer for vaccine recipients. We even threw a vaccine festival with free oysters and hip-hop music and brass band music. Despite this, our vaccine levels are still one of the lowest in the nation. So today, I, John Bell Edwards, am here to tell you that if you get your COVID-19 vaccine shot, I will suck your dick. That's right, I, Governor John Bell Edwards, will fillet you to completion if you just get 2 shots of the COVID-19 vaccine. When you take 2 shots, I will take 1 shot in the mouth. I will fully swallow everything that comes out of your COVID-resistant body. You might be saying, why are you doing this, Governor Edwards? Why are you willing to gum the genitals of every man and woman in the sugar state. Because this isn't about me, and certainly not about my wife Donna, who's giving me a lot of guff about this decision. But like I told Donna, this pandemic has been tough for all of us, and if some of us need to endure a little embarrassment to get us to herd immunity, I'm willing to serve. That's why I'll cradle your balls, and I will work the shaft, and I will juggle your balls and eat your butt, because this is about health, and it's bigger than all of us. And I won't ask for anything in return, because I'm here for you, the citizens of Louisiana. If you're slow to enlarge, I'll wait, and I won't giggle. If you're not into guys, I'll wear a wig. If you're a lady, we have people, workers of the state, who install a fake penis on you, and I promise I will suck that rubber dick flopping from the belt on your waist if you simply get vaccinated. And I know what you're thinking, JB, this is a sinful act against the Catholic Pope's will. Well, you let old JB worry about the Lord, and you worry about the vaccine. So let me come into your home, and where you take the shot, you can call the shots. Because you know what brings me to completion? Herd immunity. Get vaccinated, Louisiana. And proudly tell your friends and family that your governor took a blast to the mouth so that we can be better than Alabama.
Hello, this is John Barlow, and welcome to the political radio talk show Left, Right, and Kenner. It's the dialogue we should be having as a nation, where we bring together those from all sides of the political spectrum to discuss the topics of the day. First, from the liberal left, we have political science professor at Washington University and author of the book Climate Changes and So Can You, Dr. Archie Zinn.
Thanks for having us, John.
And from the conservative right, a fellow at the Washington think tank Red, Right, and Boom, Mr. Connor Brightmare.
Good to be here, John.
And finally, from Kenner, Louisiana, HVAC sheet metal duct installer Randy Zimmerman, otherwise known as Whippets.
That's right. Whippets is my old jumping name, brah. And once my parking tickets are finally cleared up, I'm going to be pursuing a civil lawsuit against that old district attorney, Paulie Dees, so Whippets can be my only name. You get what I'm saying?
Sure. I would normally ask you a follow-up question, but the fact of the matter is we have a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time. So if
you're looking for someone to do some groundwork or something, I got a guy that used to work over at Moss's Landscaping. I'll give you his business card if you give me that producer girl of yours digits.
No thank you, Whippets. We have to get on with our show. Our first topic tonight, we are now over 6 months into President Joe Biden's first term. As our nation finally begins to rebuild itself after a devastating pandemic, our politics remain as polarized as ever, with President Biden's approval rating at just over 50% nationwide. Archie, how would you rate the president's first 6 months in office?
Listen, domestically, I think the president has done a great job given the circumstances. The American Rescue Plan was extremely popular and had broad bipartisan support among voters, as does the infrastructure bill, and much of President Biden's agenda, one that the voters have been loud and clear that they would like to see enacted.
Mr. Brightmare?
That's obviously not the case, Archie, and if it were, then Congress wouldn't look the way it does right now. The 50-50 split in the Senate is proof positive that half the country still needs to be represented, even if you and Biden and the rest of your liberal bubble buddies don't think so.
You want to talk numbers, Connor? Democratic senators currently represent 41.5 million more people than the Republican senators do, and a majority of Republican voters supported the American Rescue Plan, yet not one Republican senator voted for it. Who then, exactly, are these Republicans in Congress representing, if not their voters?
Gentlemen, please, I'm going to ask that we try to keep our answers brief and not stray too far off topic. With that in mind, Whippets, what are your thoughts on President Biden's job performance over the past 6 months?
Who?
Joe Biden, the President of the United States. Thin, white hair, the most famous person in the world.
Oh, I gotcha. You mean that Johnny Carson looking dude?
Johnny Carson?
Yeah, dude. You don't know? Even my Meemaw knows the Tonight Show, dude. You need to get you some culture or something.
No, I obviously know who Johnny Carson is. I was more
The good Lord punched Johnny's ticket like 15 years ago. Where you been? I got fond memories of being a kid, and my Meemaw let me stay up late and watch Carson whenever I would stay over. And I always thought that big jaw dude they brought in to replace him, like he never lived up. What was wrong with that dude's jaw anyway, brah?
You're referring to Jay Leno, the successor of Johnny Carson. But Biden is the
That Leno dude's jaw looked like it lost a fight to a snake's jaw, brah. That kind of bite is like no joke, dude. My friend Chewball, he got himself bit by a milk snake back when he was a kid, brah. True story.
I have no problems believing that it is. However,
Chew Ball's dad was a cop. When both of our dads would be out working or whatever, Chew Ball would come stay with me at the Meemaw's house. So one time he brings his dad's Luger so we could go out and shoot rats on the train tracks.
We really should get back to
We're on our way, but Chew Ball has to stop to take a leak, right? Well, he ends up pissing on and pissing off this crazy long milk snake. Thing starts hissing and sinks its fangs like right into Chew Ball's like left thigh. And I swear to God, it started puffing up right there on the spot.
Well, you're really off topic, Whippets, but was Chew Ball okay?
Dude, I can still hear Chew Ball screaming, brah. I was carrying Chew Ball's dad's Luger on me, and I was able to squeeze off a few rounds into the milk snake. Just kids being kids, dude. How to explain it? I don't know.
Well, the good news is you don't have to. But oddly enough, that tale of woeful childhood endangerment does segue nicely into our next topic, the child tax credit, which recently went into effect. The United States has now joined other rich countries by providing a guaranteed income for families with children, with all but the most affluent families eligible to receive up to $300 per child every month for the next year. Your thoughts, Archie?
This is one of the most transformative policies coming out of Washington since the days of FDR, and experts predict it will cut child poverty nearly in half, an unprecedented achievement for our country. My only hope is that we can extend it beyond 1 year.
Mr. Brightmare?
We should all do what we can to help our nation's children, but I still believe the best way to do it is by raising them with strong moral values and a deep love of our country. We've seen what happens when our government starts doling out unconditional payments with no work required, and I don't think a lot of Americans want to see the resurrection of our failed welfare system. I certainly don't.
And Whippets.
I sure do wish I was a kid nowadays instead of back when I was.
Because of the child tax credit?
No, because they got all them good TV shows they can watch now. They got that Castlevania show, and they got that new She-Ra, and that girl's put together like a 2001 Subaru Impreza. You see what they got streaming nowadays, bruh? When I was a kid, all I had to watch was like 3 channels worth of Dallas reruns.
I can only imagine, and I don't particularly want to.
But now, when my sister needs me to watch my little nephew Pork Pod, and it's like 2-for-1 possum drops down at the swamp room, well, I just set little Pork Pod down in front of my Vizio and throw on a season of one of them kid shows on streaming for the little dude and let him run through it. He's real caught up on his shows, like he's seen Sopranos, he's seen The Wire, Son of Anarchy, Boardwalk Empire, like all them kid shows.
Those aren't children's shows, Whippets. They're prestige television dramas, and also Sons of Anarchy, all of which are intended for an adult audience to view, not children.
That don't keep Pork Pod from watching him, brah. He's like only 7, and he's already streaming at like a 5th grade level.
All right, well, now seems as good of a time as any to wrap things up. Gentlemen, any parting words on how we as Americans can work together to bridge the deep political divide between us?
At this time in history, unity is the only path forward for us as a country. And while I know our differences can at times seem stark and impossible to overcome, we can only overcome them together, as one nation and one people.
If Americans would love their neighbor like they would love to be loved themselves, a lot of the division in our society would end. If you want your side to be heard, you got to be willing to hear the other side out as well.
Hold up. When you were asking about that president dude earlier, like, what you say his name was again?
The President of the United States is Joe Biden and has been Joe Biden for the past 6 months.
Is he, like, related to that Hunter Biden?
Yes, Whippets.
Yo, that's what's up, dude. Hunter's a freaking legend with me and the boys down at the swamp room, dude. The party energy that man radiates is indescribable. He's like lived more lives than a fucking cat, bruh.
I do not find it the least bit surprising that you would admire someone like Hunter Biden, Whippets.
No, listen, Connor, I actually don't find it surprising either.
Well, that's one thing we can all agree on. And with that, we'll end the show.
Yo, not without giving me the producer's digits, dude. I told you.
Whippets, my producer Madison Yas Queen works here every day. She's here right now. Just go ask her for her phone number after we stop recording.
Well, all right. I guess that works for now.
Yes, just like our country. For WRYAT, I'm John Barlow, and this has been Left, Right, and Kenner. Good night, America.
This is WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.